Hey boys and girls, it's Miss Daly coming on for math. Today we are going to work on addition and adding numbers up to 10. So first I made a little anchor chart to review the ways that Miss Daly likes to add math and to show you two different ways that we will see problems. And then we'll dive into our unique lesson and go over some problems and practice them together. If you would like to work on counting with Miss Daly, sorry, I moved my blocks somewhere and I don't know where. Oh, there. All right, if you would like to help me count while we're adding, you can do that at home. You can either point and count the objects that are on the screen. Miss Daly has blocks that she's going to use to count, but you could also use spaghetti noodles or markers or crayons or macaroni noodles, anything you have at home that you have a lot of, you can use those to help you add too. So whatever you'd like to use for adding. Like I said, you can also just use your finger and touch the screen and that works just fine too, okay? So I wanna show you two different ways that you can see addition, and I'm gonna move my face out so you can see these a little bit better. So the first way and the way we see it the most often is vertical. So vertical means up and down. And that just means that the numbers are on top of each other and our equal sign is one big line across, okay? So when I read this number, I'm gonna go in order from top to bottom. So I'm gonna say 3 plus 4 equals 7. And you can see I drew these pink dots because when Miss Daly is adding on paper and I don't have anything to help me count, sometimes I will draw little dots for the number. So this is the number 3. So you can see 1, 2, 3 pink dots. And this is the number 4. So I drew 1, 2, 3, 4 pink dots. So now when I have my equal sign, I can just count up how many dots I have all together and put my answer on the bottom. So let's count how many pink dots we have all together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pink dots, okay? And that's how I got my answer on the bottom. That was great counting. So this is a vertical math sentence for addition. But this is the same problem with the same numbers, it's just written a different way. This is called horizontal or side to side. So we read this the same way we read up and down. We start at the beginning and go all the way across. So this says 3 plus 4 equals 7. And I did my dots on this problem the same way that I did them over there. You just want to make sure that you put your dots underneath whatever number you're working on so that you don't get them mixed up and get too many dots. So I have 3 pink dots and then I have 4 pink dots. And if I counted these up just like I did over here, I would get the same number, 7, okay? So these are two different kinds of problems. We have vertical, up and down, and horizontal, side to side. So today, we are going to practice adding to 10 using vertical and horizontal number sentences on our unique program. So let me go ahead and switch over so you can see where I'm at. And we will start working together. So my first number up top says Emily washes 3 plates. So I'm going to touch and count these plates for you guys at home. I'm going to use blocks, but you can either touch the plates or you can use whatever you have at home to count. But we need to count to 3. Are we ready? 1, 2, and 3. So you can see I have 3 blocks. So I need to put my 3 as my first number in my vertical number sentence. So I'm going to type the number 3. And you heard a ding, so that means I have the right number. So the next one says Chris washes 4 plates. So I need to count out 4 this time. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now you can see they're all different colors. I have 4 plates for Chris. So in my vertical number sentence, I need to add the word, or I'm sorry, add the number 4. And you heard the ding, so that means I have the right number. So these are just like my dots that I drew over here. So now that I have my first person in my math sentence and my next person, I can push these together because I'm adding. And now I can count how many I have all together. Remember, when we're adding, we're doing all together. So I can touch and count. And remember, when we touch and count, we touch, then we say the number, okay? If you just keep going, you go too fast and you miss some of them, okay? So let's touch and count together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 all together. And this one was the same practice problem Ms. Daly did. I just wanted to make sure that we did it again together, okay? So I'm going to type in my number 7. And you heard the ding, so we got it right. All right, so let's go on to our next practice problem. Let's see my little friend running, and these are kind of hard to see. Let me try and zoom in a little bit better. There we go. So these are forks, and Emily and Chris are washing forks. So, excuse me, it says Emily washes 6 forks. So we need to count out to the number 6. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, and 6. Okay, so you can see all the different colors, and we have 6 forks for Emily. So I'm going to put her to the side. And now it says Chris washes 3 forks. So I need to count to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there are my 3 for Chris. So let's type our numbers in. So for Emily, I had 6. So I need to type the number 6 for my top number in my vertical math sentence. So this says 6 plus, and Chris had how many? 3. Good. I like to see you touch it and count those. That was a great job. Chris has 3. Okay. So now when I'm adding, because I see that I have my addition sign for my plus sign, that means that I need to do all together. So this is how many are all together. I can smush them together, and now I can touch and count until I get my answer. So Ms. Daly's going to point and count, and you can count your objects at home, and let's touch and count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great counting, guys. Great counting. 9. So Miss Daly is going to put in the number 9. Beautiful job. Give you guys a pat on the back. You're doing a beautiful job counting. So let's go on and try another one. Let's see. Okay. So our friends Emily and Chris, now they're, instead of forks, they're washing windows. So it says Emily washes 7 windows. So let's count to 7 together. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So I have 7 windows for Emily. Let me go ahead and put my number 7 on. And I heard the ding. So my next number in my vertical problem, I have plus, and then it says Chris washes 1 window. So I just need 1 block for Chris. I'm going to pick a different color so it's easier. for you to see when I put them together. So I have one block for Chris, one window. So I'm going to put the number 1. And this says 7 plus 1. And then remember my long line across here where my white arrow is equals. So when I read it, I say equals. And now we need to know how many are all together. Okay? So I'm going to add Chris's window to Emily's. And then I need to count, touch and count, how many windows they washed all together, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful counting. You guys go ahead and give your brain a kiss because that was some amazing counting. We're going to type in the number 8 and make sure we have it right. And I heard the ding, which means we're doing a great job. All right. We are going to, that's the one we just did. So let's go to the next one. Right now, we have done all the vertical ones. We're going to do one more vertical one for practice, and then we are going to switch over and practice some horizontal ones side to side, okay? So it looks like this time Emily was being a little lazy, and she only got 1 window done, and Drew got 6 windows washed. So let's start with Emily. Here's my 1 block for Emily. And I'm going to type in, what number do I type in for the top of my vertical problem? Yeah, a 1, because Emily only washed 1 window, okay? So the next one, it says 1 plus, how many windows did Drew wash? He washed 6, so let's count out 6 windows together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. There are my 6 blocks for Drew for his windows. So I'm going to type a 6 into the second box. And now I have my equal sign, and I know that when I see plus and equals, I need to figure out how many are all together. So I am going to add Chris's window and Emily's windows together, and I need to count. So I'm going to touch and say my numbers slowly so I don't miss any or add any extra. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 windows all together. Now this time, instead of typing, we have a blue box where all of our numbers have come up. So I want you to take your finger and see if you can find the number 7 in that blue box. See if you can see the number 7. Beautiful job. I saw lots of fingers on the number 7. Awesome sauce. All right, we are going to move on and practice horizontal. So remember, horizontal and vertical are exactly the same. They just show up differently. Vertical is up and down. Horizontal is side to side, okay? So these horizontal problems, we're going to do the same thing we did for vertical, okay? So here is my friend Emily. She's still first, and it says she washes 5 forks. So we need to count out the number 5. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so there are my 5 forks for Emily, and I'm going to touch it and type the number 5. And now it says Chris washes 1 fork. So I need 1 more block for my friend Chris. And what number do I type in? Yeah, number 1. Good job, because Chris only washed 1 fork. So now you can see the equal sign, and that's how we're used to seeing it, is 2 lines together like that, parallel lines. It says equals, and when I see plus and equals, I know I want what's all together, okay? So I'm going to add Chris's block to Emily's, and then I'm going to count how many we have all together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 all together. Great counting, guys. So I'm going to touch this and type what number? Yeah, I'm going to type the number 6. Beautiful counting. You guys are doing an amazing job of working hard and touching and counting. We're going to do a couple more practice, okay? So this time it says Emily folds 3 shirts. So I need 3 blocks for Emily's shirts. So let's count together. Are you ready? 1, 2, and 3. Here are my 3 blocks for Emily's shirts. So I'm going to type in, what number am I typing? 3. Good job. And the next one says Chris folds 2 shirts. So I'm going to count to 2. 1 and 2. So here are Chris's shirts. And what number am I typing? 2. Good job. And for extra practice while Miss Daly's typing the numbers, you could use your finger and touch the number on your keyboard if you have a keyboard. That would be good practice for you guys. All right, so now I know I have a plus sign because we're working on addition today. And I have an equal sign. My 2 parallel lines say equals. And so when I see plus and equals, I want to know how many are. I see all my friends doing all together. Beautiful job. When I see all together, I know I got to smush these together. And then I'm going to count how many I have by touching and saying the numbers slowly. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Counting, we have 5 shirts all together. And you are going to practice by finding the number 5 on your keyboard while Miss Daly types it in. 5. Beautiful job. You guys are just so smart and such hard workers. I'm so proud of all of you. All right. We just did this one. Let me scooch ahead. All right. It says Emily washes 2 plates. So I'm going to count to 2 with my blocks. 1 and 2. 2 for Emily. Oops. And I'm going to type in my number 2, which means you're using your finger to find the number 2 on your keyboard at home. And then I have this little sign here. It looks like a cross. What does that mean? I forgot my word. Oh, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. That's a plus sign. It means to add or put all together. So 2 plus, and then it says Chris washes 2 plates. 1 and 2. Okay, so I have my 2 for Chris, and you're going to use your finger while Ms. Daly types to find your number 2 on your keyboard. Oops. I don't know what's happening, guys. It won't let me put a 2 there. There we go. Okay, and now I know I have an equal sign, and when I see plus and an equals, that means I need to know how many are all together. Good job, friends. So I'm going to smush these together, and I'm going to count. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful job. With your finger, you're going to find the 4 on your keyboard while Ms. Daly types it in. And we got it. Great job. Okay. We have 2 more to do. We will do 2 more, and then we will end for the day, okay? Oops. There we are. Okay. Emily takes 1 trash bag out. Ooh, this one's tricky. Okay, Emily takes 1 trash bag out. So here is my 1 trash bag for Emily. I'm going to use my finger to type in the number 1. Ready? 1. Beautiful. I have my plus sign, and then it says Chris takes out 0 bags of trash. He takes out 0. 0 means none, right? I don't have any. So do I need any blocks if my number is 0? No, that one was tricky. They were trying to get us. It's a good thing you guys are paying attention. So I'm going to use my finger, and you do this too, and find the 0 on your keyboard. I'm going to type it, but you just touch it. 0. Okay. So now I know I need to look for how many are all together. Well, I have Emily's, and Chris didn't have any. He had 0. So this is what I have all together. How many do I have all together? Yeah, just 1. Good job, guys. So I'm going to type my 1 in, And anytime you have a number plus 0, that means you have the same number because you're not adding any. You're not changing that number at all. You're just going to keep writing the same number. All right, Miss Daly's board's falling over. All right, we have one more to do, boys and girls, and then we are done with math for the day. You guys are doing an awesome job of focusing. Okay. Emily washes 3 plates, so I need to count to 3. Are we ready? 1, 2, and 3. There are my 3 plates for Emily. I want you to take your finger and find the number 3 on your keyboard. Great job. I have a plus sign, which means we are adding. And it says Drew washes 3 plates. So now I need to count 3 for Drew. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so there's my 3 for Drew. And I need you to use your finger to touch and find the number 3 on your keyboard. Beautiful job. So now I have an equal sign, okay? 3 plus 3 equals. So when I know I have plus and equals, I need to know how many are all together. Beautiful job. So I'm going to smush these 2 towers of blocks together, and then I'm going to use my finger, maybe. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm going to use my finger to count how many blocks I have. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That was beautiful counting. Now you can see we have a blue box with numbers, so you're going to use your finger to find the number 6. I want you to touch the number 6. Great job. I see lots of people on my number 6. You guys did a great job today with math. I just wanted to review one more time. So remember, when it's up and down, that means it is vertical. And when it's side to side, it's horizontal. And to help us add, we always can use dots or blocks or anything you have at home. Rice, noodles, forks, toy cars, markers. It's all. You can count anything. You can walk around your house and practice counting anytime you want. All right. I love seeing you guys for math. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.